Well, hello again, everyone. Welcome to Art Regner's video blog, and we are in the sports corner, and it's after midnight, so officially it is Wednesday and not Tuesday. However, we are talking about the Tigers' Tuesday night adventure in Oakland, where they drop a game to the Oakland A's by a score of 2-0, and now lead their best-of-5 series against the Oakland Athletics in the American League Divisional Series, 2-1, with Max Scherzer going on the hill tonight, and hopefully the Tigers can close them out. And if it does come down to a fifth game, Justin Verlander will take the mound for the Tigers. However, let's get back to tonight's game, where Anibal Sanchez played very, very well, or Anibal Sanchez, pardon me. I'm one of those guys that say Bell for some reason. I don't even hear myself saying it. Anyway, 6.1 innings pitched. He gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs. Base on balls, he walked 2 guys, and he struck out 3. So really, a pretty good effort by Sanchez. Started off a little bit shaky, got a big double play there early, and was able to get stronger as the game wore on. Mixed his pitches very, very well. Again, I know he might be difficult to sign, but the Tigers really need to sign Sanchez in the offseason. This game came down to, like many games on the road for the Tigers, just a lack of hitting. Their 1 through 4 hitters were 1 for 15. The Tigers have only driven in 1 run with a base hit, 1 RBI through a hit. Everything else has been on errors. They were shut out tonight. The Tigers were 38-43 on the road this year, and that has been my biggest fear, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't think that they were actually going to win the AL Centrals, because they had those 6 games on the road to close out the season, and they certainly haven't been road warriors. They showed it again tonight. You have to give Oakland pitcher Anderson a lot of credit. However, the Tigers never worked any counts. Here's a guy that was coming off Tommy John surgery, only had 5 or 6 starts, I believe, all season. And then 20 days ago in Detroit, pulled an oblique muscle and had not pitched in 20 days. He comes out and looks like, the second coming of Sandy Koufax or something. Tigers never worked a count, impatient at the plate, free swingers as usual. I will say this, the Tigers did hit the ball hard tonight. They did hit the ball hard. At times they hit it right to somebody, or they hit into double plays. Prince Fielder, deserved better. Certainly he tagged the one ball that Coco Crisp made a great play on, and then Cespedes also made a nice diving play on later in the game that cost Prince at least a long single, if not a double. But there's some kind of troubling statistics if you're a Tiger fan, and even though I'm not into a lot of stats, I'm not really a stats guy. I'm not into the sabermetrics, if you will. But in their last 13 games in Oakland, the Tigers are 6-7. In 10 of those games, they've been held to 3 runs or less. So that certainly means that Max Scherzer and, if need be, Justin Verlander are going to have to almost pitch a shutout, because the one problem that the Tigers have faced this year, especially on the road, is hitting. It comes down to hitting. That's why this team lost tonight, and that's why this series could be in jeopardy if their hitters don't become patient, start to work the counts, and actually just hit. They just need to hit. This has been a constant problem all season. They have not been consistent at the plate. We've talked about at various times starting pitching, their lack of defense. But one thing that has been a constant all year for the Detroit Tigers has been a lack of hitting, and it reared its ugly head tonight in Game 3 against the Oakland Athletics. Give the Athletics credit. Their backs are to the wall. I mean, it's the old cliche, but it's true. Oakland did what they had to do. They had to win the game. It wasn't a great game on their part. They didn't. They had 5 hits. The Tigers had 4, but they did get a home run, and they got a crucial base hit with men on base, with runners in scoring position, which turned out to be the difference in the game. So, what needs to happen? Well, the Tigers need to start hitting the baseball. They need to get out of these hitting doldrums and need to put up some runs early. A.J. Griffin, they scored, I believe 5 runs against him last time they faced him, which was in Detroit. And I know that the Tigers are a completely different team at home than they are on the road. However, they're going to need a little bit of their home magic to rub off on them on the road, or else this could be a very disappointing series against the Oakland Athletics. I mean, they need to hit. You can have great pitching, which they have had, but, the name of the game is you still have to score runs, and if they don't score any runs, the Tigers could be in trouble. One interesting note from this game, I thought, and we can talk about Jim Leyland's lineup and why Gerald Laird was in there and energy and some of his substitution moves. But, at this point in the season, Leyland is who he is. He's going to play whomever he feels like playing. He's going to use his whole bench. He's a player's manager, so I don't even want to get into any kind of Leyland's discussion at this time because you know what? It's useless. It's just useless. It's not going to solve anything. However, Max Scherzer, and this might be a good sign, must be ready to go because Porcello came in and pitched. Granted, it was only one pitch and it was a pop-out, but still, one of the reasons why we thought Porcello made the playoff roster was because if Scherzer couldn't go in Game 4 or came up sore again on his shoulder, that Porcello would be in there. Well, Porcello came out of the bullpen, and so hopefully Max is ready to go. They're going to need Max, but most of all, they're going to need hitting. Prince Fielder deserves some better luck. Miguel Cabrera, nice hit in the ninth inning there. Drove the ball to right field. He's a great hitter to the opposite field. Let's face it, he's just a great hitter. But Austin Jackson needs to get on base. Whomever's hitting in the number 2 hole needs to get on base. You need to have old ducks on the pond for Miguel and for Fielder. If the Tigers can hit, if they can just start hitting, they're going to win this series. If they can't, they're going to have to rely on their pitching. And really, at this point, with a 38-43 overall road record, now 38-44 overall road record, they're almost going to have to rely on their pitchers and bullpen to pitch a shutout. And the A's, they're not lighting it up on fire either. However, they're at home, and they're just like the Tigers at home. They're a different team at home. And so they feed off their crowd, and the Tigers have a tall order. But the key to the Tigers' success is they have to start hitting the baseball. 1 through 9. That lineup has to become on fire. Because if they don't, I don't even want to think about the consequences. All right, that'll do it for this edition of the video blog. Have a safe and pleasant evening, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow after game number 4, where hopefully we're talking about the Tigers advancing to the ALCS. See you. Take care, and goodbye.